Hello, everybody, and welcome. I'm Junie, and I want to thank you for stopping by. Enjoy the bubbliness while it lasts, because it's about to get ugly. Because now that we have Valentine's Day way behind us, and now we've passed by March 4th, and now just looking at it through the rear view mirror, those poor unfortunate souls. And what is up with the majority of red states lifting mask mandates? Come on now, we're never gonna get over this at this point. I know I'm starting to sound like a stereotypical comedian. And what's with this? What's with that? But okay, I'll end it up in one last joke. Here's the punchline. I mean, it looks just like the same colors as a certain website I know. And trust me, it's not all super straight in there. So way to go on your color choices. Anyways, I've gone on a tangent. But March has been a crazy month already. Guess that's why they call it March Madness. Wait, no? That's not what they call it? Well, at least there are other plenty of good days out there in March. And not just St. Paddy's Day. But anyways, let's really mellow things down with this next story that deals with another expectation and disappointment. So let's begin. An empty promise. I loved you with all my heart. I gave you my time. I gave you my efforts to keep you happy and satisfied in order to secure my future with you. I remained loyal. I remained faithful. And I kept my promise as best as I could to remain pure until you returned. I did as you commanded, overachieved even, run a mile when you asked for just a few yards. I'd fight battles for you, to keep you in the right, even though you were clearly in the wrong. But you're perfect. No one on your side can argue that. However, if I messed up, it's all on me. So, I'm sorry to make you look like a fool for being together. I knew and I understood that there were some that didn't approve of us. And why I believed in you. So I know why you would love someone more than me. And give more attention to them. Did I not give enough to keep you smiling? Sorry, half the time I was broke. For you, it seems like everything that I do right can be quickly undone for just one mistake that I do. Why would you threaten me just to keep loving you? How can I stay with you now and forever after? Why do I even want you here to stay with me? Why do you play with my feelings? I just want to have a good day. But you managed to bring me down with negativity around. Like, I know the distance between us kept us from keeping it stable sometimes. Days would go by without you saying hi. Even though I would say it every day. But no response back. People around me would say I'm your biggest fan practically. But where are you? Are you my fan? Do you even know that I exist? You said, be patient. I'll be back when I'm ready. I ask when. Who knows? Obviously, not me. But you probably would have an answer, at least, would you? After all, you claim to know it all, so now what? Instead, you have me guessing. Instead, I wake up every day wondering if you were gonna come back. Every minute, every hour, every day, every week, every month, every year. You mess with my head. You'd swing by here and then. Why did you even keep my hopes up? Why do I still believe in you? Why do I still take your promises? Have you forgotten mine? How long will I have to wait for you? You told me you'll always be there in my heart. What does that even mean? When deep inside I still feel empty. This empty hope, this empty dream, this empty promise. I would grovel down at your feet. I would be on my knees and cry. Shout out your name. I guess this is why one should realize that no one should be idolized. But I guess I should count my stars, because I'm no longer under your control. Hi everyone, Junie here, and welcome back. So, to some, this story might sound a bit familiar. Maybe because there was this one relationship where you dedicate so much time and effort for, and in the end, didn't work out. But there are times where a relationship might be hard to decipher whether it might be even a healthy relationship at all, and might even take longer to recognize the relationship as an abusive one. I've heard a saying that it takes two to tango. And I guess when it comes to relationships, sometimes it can be both the individuals causing the harm. Not only affecting each other, but to those around, especially to the ones that are most close to them, such as friends, families. A type of relationship where the individual changes completely, which can either be a bad thing or a good thing. But here's the thing. You don't need somebody to make you, let alone create your personality, tell you what to believe in, or what is right and what's wrong. And probably as bad as when you're given an empty promise by the individual, like in this last story, where an individual will practically depend on somebody just for their own existence, now and forever. Which, of course, I no longer believe that there's an eternity, but then that's where the problems come with when you use the word soulmate. Well, one would believe that they were a match made in heaven. And speaking of heaven, I know there's a certain somebody who a lot of people rely on, dedicate their lives, throw away their money to, invest in a lot of emotion, sometimes even defending the wrong. And to tie it here, even make a big promise that one day he'd return with those pack of cigarettes. And people would say that they have a personal relationship with this deity, an all-exclusive club, when reality is there's a lot more than just you. Let's just say, ever since I learned a lot more about the second coming in second grade, I've been waiting and waiting. And whenever people would make claims that the end of the world and Jesus' second coming would be here any moment, that the time would be in my generation. But now I have to ask, to those who still believe, how long will you wait? And how long will you carry this burden? That's it for now, I guess. But before I go, here are some great examples of false promises made.
Share with you, I was praying on Sunday saying, God, please tell me how it's going to happen. And I hope I've got the word. But first of all, I want to say without question, Trump is going to win the election. And that doesn't mean you sit home and don't vote. That means you get out and do everything you can to work. But he's going to win. That's, I think, a given. And
well, that surely didn't age well, did it?
To you, Mr. President, and all who have joined you in this agenda, from the Vice President to the leaders of the Senate and the House, and all who sit in halls of power and have embraced this agenda, heed this warning. This day will pass. The applause of men will fade. This administration will inevitably be over. This world will pass away, but you will stand before God and give account, for it is written in his word that we will each stand before God and give account. And on that day, all the power you once wielded will be gone, and all of the world's approval and praises will have faded away, and all the fame and glory you received will amount to nothing. In the day when the book of history is closed and the book of life is opened, none of that will matter.
What the hell was that? Was that supposed to be a threat? Did you have this kind of message for the last administration? Well, I'll save you for a different video.
They're popping up all over the U.S. Judgment Day is at hand, according to a Christian radio preacher in California. If 90-year-old Harold Camping's Bible-based calculations are correct, you shouldn't be making any plans past Saturday, May 21st.
On May 21, there's going to be a terrific earthquake, way, way greater than anything that the Earth has ever experienced, and that'll be the beginning of Judgment Day.
Camping's followers are spreading the word. Some have quit jobs or school to prepare for the end. Camping believes that only a tiny percentage of humanity will be swept up to heaven on Saturday. As for the rest of us, well, I'll see you in hell.
Might talk about something that didn't age well. This is almost 10 years now. How's hell looking? Well, behind me looks pretty spectacle.
Experiencing critical times hard to deal with. These are the conditions we've been preaching about for years. In this update, let's review some of the prophecies being fulfilled right before our eyes.
Y'all been saying these things for decades. So are you gonna just dismiss whatever happened before World War I and at World War II?
Has your confidence in Jehovah's promises been strengthened by what you see happening today?
No, not really. I can't believe I'm supposed to be excited about this. This apparent doomsday.
People around the world realize how unusual it is to have a pandemic, food shortages, civil unrest, earthquakes.
Yeah, and it's people like you that need to understand when making these prophecies is this stuff happens all the time. Nothing prophetic. It's literally just predictability. And finally, we have our last exhibit here. The Great Disappointment of 1844. Where William Miller decided to decipher a passage in the Bible, get all his numbers together, and predict the date that Jesus will come back. People closed their shops that day, left behind their livestock, gave up a lot of things, in fact. Some left in disparity. And this is what happens when you're in too deep. And though I might not feel like there's a way out, there is help, especially when you're trying to get out of a bad situation. Recoveringfromreligion.org is a nonprofit organization that helps people who are either leaving or have left already, or are dealing with any problems that arise with having doubts with their deistic beliefs. Links are in the description below. Again, that's www.recoveringfromreligion.org. Telltale Atheist has also started a foundation of his own. For any Jehovah's Witnesses or ex-cult members just looking for help, called the Apostate Refuge Foundation. It's recently started up by Owen, but I can admire the efforts. And you can find that at www.apostaterefuge.org. Or links in the description below. Thanks again for watching, everybody. And as always, be you and embrace in self-love. This is Junie, the Apostate, signing off.